everybody. Hey everybody, the Super Beta 400 here. This is my salute and rant on Cartoon Network, and this is pretty much a review and rant on Cartoon Network. This is my third video. This is my third video talking about a major television network. The first two were Disney and Nickelodeon. This is Cartoon Network. I'm also redoing all three of these videos since I received so much positive feedback on my Cartoon Network and Disney Channel videos, Cartoon Network and Disney Channel videos on my main channel, Doug H798. I decided to redo them on this channel, and as you can see, this is the third video to feature theme music. This is something I'm going to be doing for a while. I recently stopped due to fear of copyrights and other personal issues, but everyone else seems to do it, so I'm bringing that back. The music, however, if something terrible happens, I'll stop doing it. But right now I appear to be okay. I appear to be okay. With that being said, this is my review of Power Rangers. They're not Power Rangers. I used the time for it. This is my review and rant on Cartoon Network. Like I said in my Disney channel and Nickelodeon reviews. I don't like I said, I'm not a fan of Cartoon Network like I was 3 to 4 years ago. However, I still enjoy. I love Cartoon Network's current lineup of programming, with the exception of Teen Titans Go. I like just about everything that I've watched except for Teen Titans Go. Teen Titans Go is the I like everything except for Teen Titans Go and Amazing World of Gumball. Amazing World of Gumball, I just really don't care much for. I hated it when it first premiered, but after watching more episodes, it's actually pretty good. I just don't like it. I think it's overrated. I don't like the artwork. I don't like the artwork. It doesn't think it goes with the animation style they use. However, the show is pretty much the new SpongeBob. So yeah, Amazing World of Gumball I don't like, and I also I can't stand Teen Titans Go, man. I can't stand Teen Titans Go. That has completely turned me off. That show alone turned me off the Cartoon Network's product, and it does now. I don't watch much of Cartoon Network because of the overexposure of that cartoon. Well, as always, brief history. I've been a huge fan of Cartoon Network since '94. The first three shows I remember seeing were Scooby Doo, Where Are You, the original Johnny Quest, the Space Coast to Coast series, and the SWAT Cats. And like I said, I've been a huge fan of Cartoon Network ever since. I love the original Hanna-Barbera Ruby Spears cartoons from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and early 90s. The Cartoon Network the cartoons, Johnny Bravo, Cow and Chicken, Dexter's Laboratory, Courage the Cowardly Dog, the Powerpuff Girls, Johnny Bravo, and even obscure ones like Robot Boy, Sheep in the Big City, and of course other popular cartoons from the 2000s, Codename Kids Next Door, one of the best and most underrated shows they created, and of course Grim and Evil, or the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, and the other show connected to it, Evil Concurny. So yeah, I love the cartoons, and of course Ed and Eddie. I think I forgot about that one. The only cartoon that wasn't a cartoon. This was a rare Canadian show that was actually good. This was a Ed and Eddie. So yeah. Then of course I love the animes that debut. That was G-Force, Guardians of Space, Vampire Hunter D, which they showed in '95, Voltron, Defenders of the Universe, other retro shows like Thundercats, which I first saw in '97, but that was from the '80s. Which Cartoon Network up until '96, or at least until the early 2000s, Cartoon Network was pretty much a channel for cartoons from different stations and different eras. That's pretty much what cartoon was. They were the TV land of cartoons. They were the TV land of cartoons. It was 96. It was 96 where it was the first real it was 96 where they created their first real original series. Their first original series were the Moxie Show and Space Coast Coast to Coast and Cartoon Planet, a PG after school special featuring Space Coast, Zorak, and Brack. However, these shows show segments and cartoons from other shows and other series. The Cartoon Planet even shows segments from the Ultra 7 cartoon series. So that's why those are the first original Cartoon Network shows, but the first original Cartoon Network show was Dexter's Laboratory. I also loved other TBS shows. I mentioned SWAT Cats, Two Stupid Dogs, Captain Planet, and they also had a talent exchange with show exchange with partnership with Kids WB, showing shows like Road Rovers, which I haven't seen in a while, Freakazoid, the Animaniacs, and the Pinky and the Brain, and the Tiny Toons. No, the Tiny Toons, that was Nickelodeon. That wasn't Cartoon Network. The Pinky and the Brain, and Freakazoid cartoons. So, yeah. Then of course you had Toonami, the action block, which popularized anime, giving us Sailor Moon. Don't care much for Dragon Ball Z. Don't like or care much for Dragon Ball Z anymore. Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z, Outlaw Star, Tenchi Muyo, Ronin Warriors, the Gundam series, which I was a huge fan of when I was younger. I don't really care much for that franchise now. The Transformers Unicron trilogy, Armada, Energon, and Cybertron, um, um, and of course, Rurouni Kenshin, Yu Yu Hakusho, which was actually Adult Swim first, and of course, Naruto, 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 and Toonami came back in 2011. I don't care much for the remake of Toonami. I've already talked about my problems with that in a rant on my Dougie798 channel. Maybe do that rant someday. Then of course, I've never liked Adult Swim, but from 2001 till 2008, Adult Swim was an awesome channel, man. Having shows like Home Movies, The Brack Show, Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, which I don't like now, but the when it first premiered, I was a huge fan of the show. I stopped watching the show because the show became increasingly bizarre. And apart from Frylock and Meatwater, I really don't like the characters. Really don't like the characters all that much. C Lab 2021. Then of course, resurrecting Family Guy, which they now, just like what Nickelodeon does with SpongeBob and Fairly Odd Parents, Adult Swim does with Family Guy, constantly renewing it for seasons. Family Guy, Futurama, which I was a huge fan of when I was younger. I don't like that show now. Characters annoy me. Um, so yeah, so many good shows. Then of course all the anime, Cowboy Bebop, Yu Yu Hakusho, Yu Yu Hakusho before it went to Adult Swim, Bleach, and many more animes, Full Metal Alchemist, and many more. So 2008 was good, and I love the schedule they had from 2008. Sunday, I remember being all comedy, even though Inuyasha did appear on there a couple of times. But Sunday, or should I say early Monday morning, late night Sunday would be all comedy. Saturday would be all action. And the weekdays would be a good balance of comedy and action. I especially liked it from 2001 to 2003. 2003, I hated it when Adult Swim became popular enough that it took over the entire late night time slot, causing Cartoon Network to move a lot of their shows to the Boomerang channel, which I didn't like for a while because there was a while before I got Boomerang, before I actually got the Boomerang TV channel. I never liked that idea. The out with the old and in, and can focus exclusively on new material, which they started in 2003 and 2004. A lot of people consider Cartoon Network's golden years to be 92 to 2004. I like the 92 till 2000 till 2013. However, they went downhill in 2005. They went downhill in 2004 and 5 in my opinion, and they completely went downhill in 2009 when they started introducing live action, but the animated stuff was still good, and they got better with Adventure Time and Regular Show, which debuted. Then 2013 is when it completely went downhill with the cancellation of Young Justice, with the cancellation of in late 2012 and early 2013, with the cancellations of Young Justice, and Green Lantern the animated series, and Thundercats, the new Thundercat shows, and of course the debut of Teen Titans Go is when the channel went downhill in 2014 and went through some sort of revival in 2014 because you had shows like Steven Universe, which actually debuted in 2013, but I stopped watching Cartoon Network in 2013, with shows like Steven Universe, Uncle Grandpa, Clarence, and now you're still getting good stuff with the Sonic Boom television series. You had a sequel, the Transformers Robots in Disguise, which is a sequel to Transformers Prime. Then you have what's that other show called again? We Bear Bears. The internet show, which is now a full series, Mighty Magiswords. There was this cool Over the Garden Wall miniseries that aired. You also had another show called Bunnicula, which I haven't seen, but it's cool. The new Tom and Jerry was awesome. The new Scooby Doo show was awesome. And of course, the Powerpuff Girls. I actually like the new Powerpuff Girls. I don't really care much for it because Powerpuff Girls, that didn't need that show was popular, but that show didn't need to be resurrected because the shows like Powerpuff Girls and Dexter were starting to get stale towards their final years, which is why I wasn't too mad when Cartoon Network kind of dropped those. Those were better off in reruns. But if you could make a good so the Powerpuff Girls show, it being coming out the way it does, doesn't surprise me or anger me in any way. Then you got the I love the new Peanuts shorts. The new Peanuts shorts they show on the Boomerang network. They show on the Boomerang channel, which Boomerang is pretty good. However, it's not as good as it was 3 years ago. In 2013 is when it started going downhill. This is when they dealt away with the Boomer Action block, and instead of showing classic cartoons, the Hanna-Barbera stuff from the 50s all the way to the 90s, early 90s, they instead show more cartoons from the present, that are currently airing. They even use that channel for premieres of shows, which of course I don't like, but from a business standpoint, I like it. I hope to do stuff with Cartoon Network in the future, and if I can't get airtime on the main channel, maybe the second channel is good. So I do like that. I do like it from a business standpoint. From an entertainment standpoint, I don't like that. But this Boomerang is pretty good now. Dexter. They have Dexter. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. I think I remember seeing Grim and Evil on the schedule. The Smurfs. The Garfield television show. The remake of Garfield, which is not as good as the original, but it's still a good show. The remake of Garfield. The Peanuts shorts. And yeah, then they have cool shows coming up like Justice League Action, which that's the show I'm looking forward to the most. Also, they're also doing a television series of Cloudy with a Chance, of Meatballs, something like that. Yeah. So yeah, Cartoon Network is actually pretty good now. It's that Teen Titans Go show I can't stand. That show has completely turned me off the Cartoon Network's product. They even got their extra hour back. I hated they had Adult Swim at 8 o'clock, and Adult Swim is just trash, man. Reruns of Family Guy, Cleveland Show, American Dad. Bob's Burger looks cool. China LA. I had high hopes for that show because Hulk Hogan was in that series, but I didn't like that. I didn't like that show. I didn't like that show. Titans Mysteries. Mike Tyson's Mysteries, which looks cool. Haven't watched that show yet. Black Jesus, which looks cool. Haven't seen that show yet, but from what I've heard, it was good. Love the Boondocks, but I think that show is over now. I think the guy Aaron Magruder is doing something else now, and that show is really on. That's the best show, probably the best show on Disney Channel. Probably the best show on Adult Swim. Bob's Burgers looks real cool, but I haven't took the time to watch it because, like I said, I just don't like Adult Swim. And Toonami for the first, it came back in 2012, and up until 2014, it was good. It was good. They were showing shows like Dead Man. They were showing Bleach, Dead Man Wonderland, Bleach, Dead Man Wonderland, Naruto joined the network. My main problem with Toonami is, see, they said no classic stuff. They said no classic stuff, and yet they debuted Dragon Ball Z Kai and that Revenge of Cooler crap in place of the newest episode of Bleach. I never forgave them for that. I haven't really watched much of them since. I like Naruto Shippuden. I saw One Punch Man on the schedule. But I haven't watched much of Toonami. I don't like the new Toonami. There is no purpose. There's really no purpose of Toonami. Come to think of it, I was quoted as on my main channel as saying Toonami is probably the worst channel today. Even worse. I can't believe I'm saying it. Even worse than Disney Channel. Because at least with Disney Channel you get new stuff. So Toonami is probably the worst show of all time. It's probably the worst show. Is the worst channel of all time. And then it's just anime. Toonami was an action block. It wasn't an all anime block. That's the one thing. That's the one common misconception I can't stand with Toonami fans, thinking that it's this all anime block. No, it was an action block. But I'll talk more about that on my W798 channel. So yeah, I don't like Toonami. Adult Swim is the worst channel ever. I wish Cartoon Network would get most of its time and time slot back. I'm talking about late night time slot. Adult Swim needs to be over by 3 o'clock again. They need to be over at 3 o'clock again. I will never understand why Adult Swim, they don't have the budget or the money the main channel has. Yet why is most of the channel time consistent dedicated to Adult Swim? But at least they got their hour back. At least they got their hour back. But like I said, Cartoon Network is good. I just can't stand Teen Titans Go, man. I just can't stand Teen Titans Go. But Cartoon Network is actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. I'm also saddened to hear that shows like Uncle Grandpa, Adventure Time, and regular show will be ending soon. But all good things must come to an end. All good things must come to an end. I have faith in the new shows, and it would be cool to keep some of these shows around in reruns. But not all good things. I do not want regular show Uncle Grandpa and Adventure Time to become SpongeBob and Fairly Odd Parents and Family Guy today. All good things must come to an end. You can't run forever. You can't run forever. And like I said, I hope to do things with Cartoon Network in the future, so that opens up more channel space for me. So that's, from a business standpoint, it's good. From an entertainment standpoint, no. But from a business standpoint, it's pretty good. But yeah, Cartoon Network. I think her name is Symphonique Miller, Christina Miller. I keep forgetting the president of Cartoon Network's name, but she is much better than Stuart Snyder. I wish people would give her more credit and respect. Cartoon Network is so much better under her than it was under Stuart Snyder. I'm so happy that guy is nowhere near Cartoon Network. He is no longer president of Cartoon Network. He's no longer president of Cartoon Network. Yeah, Cartoon Network is actually pretty good. Cartoon Network is actually pretty good. Yeah. So, um, I'm done. I have nothing more to really talk about.